Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing fine today. Today is Thursday here in Japan at 10:46 a.m. February 22nd, 2024. Shout out to David Wise for sending me this article on jet streams. Near record winds over the northeast push passenger planes to speeds over 800 miles per hour. This is a new article, February 19th, 2024. For some of you who have been with me for all these years, you know that I always bring up articles and news about jet streams. So this was not something that happened this time. It happens all the time, as we're gonna be looking at this closely right now. So what are the jet streams?
The jet streams are air currents of thousands of kilometers long, several hundred kilometers wide and several kilometers thick. These winds flow in a wavy west to east pattern at an altitude of about 10 to 15 kilometers. There are different types of this type of winds. There is, for example, a polar and a subtropical jet stream. Aircrafts fly exactly at the height of the jet stream. If they move to the east, they have tailwind, and so they will fly much faster.
But we have this really cool phenomenon. If you like getting to your destination early when you're flying, something really cool happened with a recent transatlantic flight going from JFK to Heathrow. And they arrived an hour early because they were traveling nearly 800 miles an hour at about 30,000 feet or so. And the reason for that was the jet stream, which is kind of amplified right now, a jet streak they ran into. There's a jet streak and it's going almost 200 miles an hour. So if you think about that, and that's at the back of these planes, let's talk to an expert about flying in winds like this. We're going to talk to Captain. He's a pilot. Captain, so nice to have you.
It can be a real gift when you're looking at the clock and getting someplace.
Right.
If you're pointed in the right direction, Mother Nature can be a real assistant in getting you there quicker. Think of the winds like water. Mm-hmm. It'll help you as we talk of this. It's not that complicated.
You can be surprised at how fast these winds can be at any time of the day in the upper layers of the atmosphere. So let's take a look at this document, Meteorology, Atmospheric Jet Streams in the Aerospace Age by Herbert Real, Department of Atmospheric Science, Colorado State University, Fort Collins, Colorado. Now this is paper number 34. I wonder how many more there are, and we just don't have access to those papers. You see the date on this paper, copyright 1962. Alright, so this is by the time soon after Operation Fishbowl and Dominique, when they figured out the firmament and they were studying all the jet streams. So let's look at this one here, aerodynamics and fluid mechanics, aeroelasticity, biomedical sciences, communication, control and guidance, energy conversion, flight mechanics, instrumentation, management, meteorology, nuclear applications, operations, propulsion systems, reliability, space physics, structures and materials support, vehicle design. So aerospace technology, as seen by the panel's Atmospheric Science Laboratory collection. So we have all this stuff here, meteorology, atmospheric jet streams in the aerospace age. So let's just look at the jet streams as defined here. So number one, the middle latitude jet streams, latitude 35 to 60, core, speed occasionally above 200 knots, mean height 35,000 feet, mean middle latitude 35 to 60. So the subtropical jet stream of winter, latitude 25 to 35, core, speeds occasionally approaching 300 knots. Now guys, this is about 480 kilometers per hour, or almost 400 miles per hour. Plus, that means adding to the speed of the airplane. So if we look at this picture, this is what they're talking about. It's this is the equator. The subtropical goes here and here. We have four winds. We have one here, 2, 3, and 4. okay, just like the Bible says. And this article talks about the four winds. We'll take a look. But this is what they're talking about. These jet streams reach 300 knots, 555 kilometers per hour, 345 miles per hour. Just imagine the flights coming from Sydney to Santiago when they get on these jet streams here. Let's say for 4 hours or 5, adding 345 miles per hour on an aircraft that's probably already flying around 600 miles per hour. So you easily have 1,000 miles per hour here. Easily. Faster here, but it's still a lot of, 300 miles per hour, it's a lot. Let's go back here to the article. At the polar night jet stream, roughly around the poles from west at latitude 6-65 in winter, core height at least 75,000 feet, velocity recorded above 200 knots, strong winders and asymmetries and position common. Now, besides this four wind system, this is really interesting because the Bible talks about the four winds. Okay, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, the Bible was already mentioned the four winds. And then here we have University of Colorado confirming about these four winds. Same article, different page. In view of the rapid fuel consumption of jets, however, wind has proved to remain a significant factor. Substantial time can be saved in flight planning for the common aviation system with inclusion of the upper winds in flight planning. So they include these upper winds when planning their flight from Sydney to Santiago. Especially during upstream flights for subsonic jets, this savings often amount to 10% or more of Great Circle Route flight time. For instance, we do not know as yet why high-speed cores form within the atmosphere, so they don't know what causes the jet stream, but the Bible talks about the four winds. So this is the truth about the jet streams, and this is when New School had this projection there, we were able to save. And look, it's here 62 south, wind of 370 kilometers per hour. That's about 200 plus miles per hour added to the speed of the plane. So whether this plane from Sydney is coming from this jet stream or this jet stream, doesn't matter. What matters is that they are gaining speed about 300 to 400 miles per hour on top of the speed of the aircraft. So are there planes that fly above 600 miles per hour? Yes, there are. Just look at the Air Force One. It flies at 666 miles per hour, not being helped by the jet stream. And I'm pretty sure that other airplanes are designed to fly faster. Quick look here at these two flights. This is a China Airlines flight from New York to Shanghai. They use a Boeing 777-300ER, which has a range of 13,649 kilometers, to fly a distance on the globe as 7,392 miles. At the same time, for the flight Sydney to Santiago, they use a way more powerful aircraft. They use a Boeing 787-9, which has a range of 15,372 kilometers. And the distance is supposed to be much less than the one from Shanghai to JFK. Sydney to Santiago is about 400 miles less. So why are they using a much more powerful aircraft, which has a greater range? It's because the distance in the south is much greater. And we've been talking about this for several years. We've been talking that the distance here beyond the equator is much greater than we have on the globe. So that's why they use those 787-9 to fly Sydney to South Africa, and they also fly with the jet streams right here. Trade winds and jet streams, those are the names. From west to east, jet streams. From east to west are called trade winds. So they fly with the trade winds going from east to west. They fly with the jet streams going from west to east. So this is how they can fly from Sydney to Santiago in 13 hours, 14 hours, because they fly greater part, perhaps more than half of the trip, helped with these winds here, the jet streams. 300 knots per hour, 345 miles per hour, or 555 kilometers per hour. So this is the secret for the flights between Sydney and Santiago. As you saw in the article, in view of the rapid fuel consumption of jets, however, wind has proved to remain a significant factor. Substantial time can be saved in flight planning for the common aviation system with inclusion of the upper winds in flight planning, especially during upstream flights. For subsonic jets, these savings often amount to 10% more of Great Circle Route flight time. It amounts to way more than 10%. So this is the secret on the flight Sydney to Santiago. The flight back always takes way longer. According to Captain Marcelo from Aerolíneas Argentinas, takes about 16 hours 45 minutes to fly back from Buenos Aires to Sydney.
And Buenos Aires Sydney is the longest flight ever made for any airliner. The inbound flight, due to the winds, depends, arrives up to 16 hours and 45 minutes. Flight time, not block. Just when you take off until.
So why does the flight back from South America to Australia takes almost 5 hours longer than the flight from Sydney to South America? It's because the flight from Sydney to South America is helped by a 250 knots per hour jet stream. If you add the speed of two aircraft at 550 miles per hour plus the speed of a jet stream of 300 miles per hour, that's close to 900 miles per hour. That doesn't make sense on the globe if the distance between the two places is only 7,000 miles. Flying for 13 hours at a speed of almost 900 miles per hour means that the distance between Sydney and South America is over 11,000 miles. That kills the globe right there.
Alright guys, so this is the secret right here. The jet streams is the secret. They fly with the jet streams and they just don't tell us that they fly with the jet streams during those flights from Sydney to Santiago. That's all for today, guys. See you the next time. Bye-bye.
Don't waste any more time. Visit the links above now and order my book 16 Emergency Landings Proving Flat Earth. Visit my online store now and order the new enhanced Gleason's Flat Earth map. This map used to be in every school and library in the nation before NASA was created in 1958, when the maps were ordered removed. Have your Gleason's map hanging on the wall in your house where no government can take it down. Here you see it hanging on a wall in the house of the late Charles K. Johnson. Here is a quote from the book 1984 by George Orwell. Every record has been destroyed or falsified, every book rewritten, every picture has been repainted. Every statue and street building has been renamed, every date has been altered, and the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. History has stopped. Order your map now.